What is going on, guys? This is allegedly episode 3 of the podcast. We have Sharissa, Faith, and Marius joining us today.
Yes.
How you guys doing?
Pretty good,
Doing
man.
good.
Yeah.
That is awesome. The week has been cool.
Pretty good. We're back. We're back.
So far, so good. I like it. Okay.
That's cool, man. We're back.
So far, so good. We're
So
winning.
far, so good. Yeah.
That's good stuff. So, what has been going on in our lives? New stuff? Anything?
So many things, man. Every day is a new challenge, so.
Exactly, yeah.
So, okay, we're gonna go right into it. Leading to this, just again, we're gonna go this thing we were talking about, discussing this topic for a while now. Just wondering, us being Africans living in the U.S. and just again having to deal with different cultures and different, societies. What you guys and including me think about the whole sex before or after marriage thing. So, yeah, go at it.
That's a very interesting topic because sex is something very, very special,
Facts.
Sex is it's not a joke, when you have sex with someone, you share more than more than your bodies. You share.
No joke.
That's true. You share more than your bodies. You share sex. You share everything. It's a whole thing. Emotionally, physically, sensually.
Financially.
It could be
Yeah.
financially.
Yeah,
because people pay for that.
Yo.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
So
strong.
so
Yeah.
it's a very, very, very,
Wait,
very
hold up.
It's a very,
We have
very,
to be
very
specific.
important
People
thing.
pay for that. What?
To have
People
sex.
pay
To make sex happen.
Exactly.
Oh, I
Exactly.
thought it's if you go wrong, you pay for that thing to take care of that whatever planted,
Oh, you're talking about like
Plan B
family
or
plan.
whatever.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh no!
That's
no,
I was
no,
like-
no. You went too far. You went. I'm going there. I'm going there. I am going there. But I think sex.
Give
should
my
be-
boy some time. He will discuss all points involved.
she jumps from
My bad, my
a
bad.
point A to a point B.
I just wanted
Yeah.
to make sure everybody,
Okay, no, clarity,
Yeah.
it's important.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
But yeah,
So,
what were you saying? So like, it's very important.
It's very important. So I think sex should be after the marriage. Why? I have 3 main reasons. First, sex should not be something we should do before marriage because we should know each other more, be in a relationship. In order to even sex is not there, we should love each other. Because I feel like people nowadays, they love each other because of sex.
So you're saying love should come before sex?
Exactly.
Boom.
That's what's up.
Talk about.
Second reason, after you get married, you know that you're going to spend your whole life with that person.
Yeah.
You guys can have sex, and then you guys can be safe. You know what I mean? Because both of you guys can know, okay, this is my only partner. I'm loyal to her or to him, so I can have sex without worrying about disease or stuff like that.
Okay.
Even stuff happen, but
Yeah.
at least you guys check on each other and make sure you guys are not sick or you know what I mean? Because you guys live together, so you guys can know what's going on. So the sex should be even greater to make, you know what I mean? And then third reason, sex is made for having kids.
Oh, you're saying
Exactly.
people used to back in the day even it was not more sensual stuff. It was
Exactly.
just because for reproduction.
Exactly,
Gotcha.
for reproduction.
Yeah, okay.
At the beginning, sex is made for reproduction and not for
Okay.
pleasure.
Okay.
If you've seen what is sex is up for, is for reproduction, not for pleasure. But in the way society is, they make it feel like it's a pleasure. But from a pleasure, that's how people
Too
get
much
sex.
baby mamas, man.
That's why exactly. So many baby mamas in this bag. Or so many died young, and then
No,
because
I
sex
don't.
been out there, and then it's been seen as a pleasure. But it's
Okay.
not a pleasure. It's for reproduction. You know what I mean? So you gotta be careful with sex. So that's why I think marriage, sex should be after marriage and not before marriage.
So is this you taking your culture back home? Is this based on the culture back home, or you still believe it? It's still American
it's-
values here?
It's basically from the culture I received back home, and then from being a Catholic Christian.
Okay.
That's what is taught also in my religion. So that's what I believe in. So that's why I
Gotcha.
think it's the best way is the best way to.
So,
to go
do you practice that specific?
Believe me,
situation?
I'm out there too, man. I'm out there too, man.
Okay.
But I don't believe that's a good way I'm going through for.
Okay,
So
okay.
it's like, but this girl I've been talking to these days, so she's like, I want to know you more than just having sex with you. I want to get every part of you, like, get to know you, get to know every part of you. You know what I mean?
About it.
How you get mad, how you get.
Yeah.
What makes you happy? What makes you mad? What's like, you know what I mean? And then that's how we should know each other before even think about sex. Because if we just going to meet each other just to have sex and then, you know what I mean, we feel like, oh, we happy or not, probably our relation is going to crash in about 2 or 3 months. And this is what happened. Because when people they get tired of like what they've already seen 2-3 times, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The happiness is not there anymore, and then if they like, no man, I gotta get me some new chick, you know what I mean, or like I wanna give you some new man, you know what I mean. So it's like this is what's happening. So this girl, she taught me like how like we should know more each other before even having sex, or like we should give us a period like without having sex, but know each other more.
Yeah.
Think
You know
like
what I
a
mean?
man.
So like so it makes me like feel like
Dateable.
sex is actually not just for pleasure, you know what I mean. It's more than a pleasure. So it's like.
Okay.
Yeah. I was
Um.
gonna say
Yeah, go for it.
this part where he said sex is just for production, not pleasure. It's like,
Yeah.
I think he meant, I'm not sure, he can correct me. I think he meant nowadays sex is like more of a game type of thing. You just play. It's like, it's just sex, but it also for pleasure. I think it's like, it's for pleasure, but it's not a game. It's not like you're playing a game on the video.
I'm very
like
confused. I'm very confused right now.
you get pleasure from sex despite you reproduction like producing
produce-
more or
yeah.
not. So the pleasure is still there.
No,
But some people,
gotcha.
you know, when people say I got game,
Yeah. Oh,
is
okay.
in
yeah.
terms of
Number.
how
Yeah.
many people
Number.
you
Body
meet,
count.
exactly.
Not body count.
So like
Exactly.
it's not
What
the
is
game.
your number, bro?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sex
yeah, just,
is not. It's yes, sex and pleasure and production is together, but
Yeah.
it's not a game.
True.
I got you. Okay.
That's what.
Yeah, I feel like sex in a relationship doesn't mean you guys don't love each other or know more about each other. You know, it's sex is like the cherry on the ice cream.
No, you mean the cherry on the.
The
like,
yeah, the cherry
Explain
on
yourself.
like-
Explain
the
yourself.
ice. All I'm saying is there is more to a relationship than just sex. You guys can have sex in a relationship and still build trust, loyalty, and honesty. You know,
Okay.
within each other. It
Okay.
just depends on the individuals. You know.
Okay.
Or
So-
their interest.
Yeah, or
Okay.
their interest.
I see
Okay,
what you mean.
I feel like sex after marriage is good if both of them are virgins. But if one person has already experienced
Is a
those,
hoe.
yeah,
Is out here.
I think it's
It's
gonna
out
be
here.
really hard, you know, for it to last. So
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm not for any of the two. I'm for listen, whatever. If you feel like you're ready for it, be ready for all the consequences
Yeah.
that are gonna come with it. Because you cannot take one thing and remove the pleasure. It's like, I want it for the pleasure, but listen, you can get pregnant or get a kid out of it.
I got
True.
you.
You
Yeah,
can
that's-
get STDs. So it's like if you lay on the table or on the bed or whatever you're laying, and you are allowing the process to start, just be ready for whatever comes through. So I'm all for that. But I was saying in terms of one person has, like, both of you have to be a virgin. I don't think that's necessary if the one who has done it before is willing to wait.
true.
You can teach the person
Wait,
who's
hold
new who's new to the whole process, but it doesn't mean it's not fair for the person. Like it's not about, oh, I tapped on the wall, you also have to tap. Like, it's not about who we both on the same level. It's if you guys have the connection and you willing to wait until the person feels comfortable enough to trust you with their
Okay.
vaginas or
Okay. So is masturbation, kissing,
Yeah, I was gonna get
others-
into that. Like, cause, like,
others, other.
Because is the other stuff allowed? Because in still, back home, even Christianity and all that, I feel like these things are considered to be like taboos. You know, like it's just like we shy away from them. But if you're like holding up, you know, like I'm respecting wifey or something, and I'm like, yo, shorty, I'm waiting to like, you know, marriage one time, and then and then but then like is it I'm like, is it okay if I like masturbated or dealt with this other ways?
Yeah.
Or can I receive other sexual acts that is just not sex but other acts, like, you know,
I think
like
that's
it's a
also
BJ.
that's part of sex.
It is. So on the table.
I'm not saying, I don't know, but I heard
Yeah.
that even the foreplay is part of the sex.
Oh, yeah, it is. No.
I'm not included. Personally, I don't think the kissing is included.
Talk about it. Yeah.
But the whole like other pleasures you
What
can
other
get
pleasures? Like what?
like getting head.
Getting head.
Oh, okay.
Which is.
What else do
that's
they
having
get it?
sex.
That's what I'm saying. That's
Yeah.
part of sex. That's sex.
Yeah.
So the whole goal here is just like.
If you as a person, like, let's say you're with a chick and the chick says she wants to wait and you say, okay, cool, I'll wait with you. You are allowed to do whatever, like in terms of you want to masturbate, go ahead.
So it's cool. That's not like a big. Like,
But it's not like, because it's not your decision. You're only holding off in term. I feel like it's in terms of I am stopping to have sex with you, but it doesn't mean I can't pleasure myself.
So that means you're not doing it because you want to do it. You're doing it because your partner feels like, you know, she or she wants you.
Of course, most of the time it's not like, oh, let's both sit down and like wait for it. Because you might want to do it and your partner is like, no. But just because you like them enough, you're willing to wait.
Okay.
And if you're not willing to wait, it does not mean you don't like them enough. You just, you know,
talk about it.
Well,
need to get the stress
Oh,
relief.
But this kind
yeah.
of stuff is either you go in or you don't go in at all. It's like
It's more
either
of-
is
I kind of feel like it's selfish for. It's one thing me asking you not to have sex with me, but it's also another thing asking you not to even have any type of pleasure. I'm not saying don't pleasure. I'm saying don't pleasure me, but pleasure yourself. Don't go out there like sleep with other women. That's not totally
but it's
not what
also
I'm
a
saying.
sin. You know, masturbation is a sin.
But that's on
it
you.
it is.
Yeah, in the Bible, it's a
In the
sin.
Bible, it's a
It's
sin.
a sin. It's a big crime.
No,
It's
it's
a big
not in the
sin.
Bible
Yeah,
that
they
it's a
say-
sin.
they
but
They
like-
know. They talk about it. They're like, yo.
No, masturbation is not in the Bible. But the fact that you're playing with yourself
Playing
just
with
to
it.
get pleasure from
Yeah.
it.
But
you know what I mean?
that's
how
what's
it's
masturbation? What's
It's like you're trying to avoid sinning while you're still sinning.
Sinning.
You know, so it's
But-
No, I
like
think,
The thing is,
I
like,
think
people
it's
say-
more of
How do you?
how
No,
how do you
take that
get
back.
there? Because you're not masturbating.
So you feel like masturbation is not a sin?
Huh? Yeah,
You-
because I'm just like, I'm respecting the lady. If I'm like, let's say I'm waiting for a lady who wants to wait for marriage, right? So if I'm respecting her decision enough, right? I'm thinking, you know, because I'm like, yo, respecting God's word at this point. I'm like, she wants to wait for marriage, which is somehow even not guaranteed. Which is not even guaranteed. But, okay. So, which is not even guaranteed. But I'm waiting for that to happen. Like, the least I could do is like, you know, like, is take care of things. Like,
I think the whole masturbation thing being a sin, it's the thought process, because you are wishing for somebody else. The thought, because you're not just sitting. Most people are not able to just sit there and think like, let me masturbate. Like, who do you have in mind? What did you watch to lead you there? Most of the time, if you watch the
Most of the time it's pop.
exactly, like
Sure.
what
Access
you're
code.
watching is the one getting you aroused, and then while you're doing it, who do you have in mind
So
you're
wait,
doing it with?
this leads me actually more than this marriage
But-
topic. I'm excited about this situation right now. So we come from different parts of Africa. We have like different, very different backgrounds. Even though we're from there.
Culture.
Yeah. So, did you guys masturbate back in the, like? Do you guys like? did you
What
guys-
type of question is that?
No, because this is the thing.
Let's,
This is the thing.
let's
Like,
not
again,
talk about that.
Oh, my
That's more private, and I would like to keep it for myself. You know what I mean?
no,
It's
I'm
not
just
something I would
saying-
love to share. You know what I mean? It's a more private topic. That I feel like
He's like, nope.
I cannot just put it out there. You know what I mean?
No, how do we go back from here? Is the question. But
You should answer the question.
me personally, I did. Like, I just kind of see my words going at like, no, that was fair enough.
We'll
But-
skip.
Just skip.
It's, that's again part of the whole.
Yeah.
Okay, or
I guess it's there, but people. I think people do it, but they're
Don't wanna
not
admit
as
it.
verbal
Like right now.
about
Yeah.
it.
which is we'll take it.
People
We'll
do
Yeah.
accept it.
that. I think the mostly like men are more verbal about it than the women
the women.
back home. They're like, they don't talk about their masturbation as the men. You know, they'll tell you like, oh, I was watching porn, or like, I had to do it or whatever. The men.
Okay.
If you like, the friends I had, but the women is like,
It's like
it's like
it doesn't even
But I
exist.
had
Nothing
friends that
happened.
admitted to it. That's why I was like, when you guys said no right now, it's like a little bit of a shock because they were like, yeah,
No, I
I
don't
watch
think
porn. Like,
anybody
it was
say
not that big of a
no.
deal. Like, or like I masturbate. Like, it's just like,
nobody.
it's like it's part of life. Like, we're
Nobody
just
saying.
again.
No, I think it's more of they don't wanna.
You know, it's
Okay,
more of like
okay.
a funny. Okay, but I have something to say. You said.
No, it's because you guys said it's a sin.
Yeah, it's.
But then when you're a teenager, you go through certain aspects of
Body
your life.
changes.
Your body wants
Yeah.
certain things, right? And when your body's wanting certain things,
But I also, I feel like it depends on what you're exposed to.
Exactly.
Cause
that's what I was like. That's again. That's what I wanted to
certain
see.
people,
Where like,
some people might have never masturbated just because. Cause how do you get to know about masturbating
No,
if
I
you
had my
never
uncle
heard
that hooked
exactly
it up.
if you never heard it from an uncle, a cousin, or a sister or a
friend.
friend?
Most
How
of
do you
the time
get
it's
to know
friends,
yeah.
about
the
masturbation?
internet.
Exactly.
So
True.
No,
some
it's
people
not.
don't,
Yeah.
it's not like
Someone
this
has
is
to
the
brought
thing.
you to those
for
places.
you to
Yeah.
think to write masturbation.
Listen.
It's you don't sit
no,
out
no,
there
I'm
and
talking
just
about
think
like
about masturbation.
internet
Some-
pop-up game back in the day was also crazy too. The pop-up
Yeah,
game,
the
you be
pop-up
playing
game.
online games. The other thing, even though my uncle did not show me, it would just after he showed me, but I knew what was going on. I would just be playing games, and you go bloop.
Those pages.
But also
You know
exactly.
what I mean? Your
so
mind.
saying,
I'm curious. I know a little bit about these things.
but you're talking about a person who has internet access to internet.
Okay,
in
no,
their
I'm
life.
just saying,
If
again.
we're going back home, not in America, but back home, as you asked, I don't think that many people have access to internet, or even
That's-
if they don't
No.
have the chance of meeting a person who's open about masturbation or whatever, they're never gonna know that thing exists.
I got
So the
okay,
only
okay.
first thing they're gonna know that is sexual is like
Damn.
Straight to the point.
So
straight
you
to
said
the point.
like people go straight to that. Okay, that's kind of
Some people, some
That's-
not.
that's-
You know, you
that's
have
And
to know your
how
body.
long are you willing to keep masturbating till you get married to?
Listen, it
No
can get you
question.
Yo,
places. You don't
yo,
need
sometimes
that
when
much.
you get it popping at the like right now.
No, I
mind
mean,
you.
how long? How many years do you think you can? Because sometimes masturbation makes your body, when the real sex comes,
Yeah.
you won't be able to perform very well. So, you.
I mean, it depends. It depends on how you masturbate, I guess.
I mean, let me say you guys have been dating for 2 years, and that 2
Yeah.
years you've never had sex. So I'm
God
sure you've
damn.
been masturbating almost 3 times a week, or
Yeah.
yeah. So tell me
I
when
thought you say 3 times a day. I'm like, you
it's not
love
a job.
yourself that
I was
much?
actually about to say that makes more sense than 3 times a week.
Really?
Okay, but that is what it is.
3
but okay,
times
go
a
ahead.
day.
Yo,
Like you're in a job?
telling me,
No.
you telling me I have pent up aggression. I haven't touched this girl in 2 years, and you think I'm just planning this shit like fucking Survivor or something on the weekly basis?
No, I feel like
That's crazy.
whenever you masturbate, whenever you feel like, I don't know. I don't. It depends though on your sexual drive or
And
what
when that
caused
time
it.
comes, you won't be able to perform very well because all your energy you've been using your hand for all these years, you know.
I don't
No,
think
I don't
so.
think- I don't think
You
that-
are
If I've been
going-
waiting
No, no,
for
no,
2 years,
no,
you
no.
better
You know
best
that
believe I'm
I-
coming back.
Masturbation
for
can
you.
lead to low sperm count. You know
Yeah,
that, right?
that's
So
that's God's self-contraceptive
but
right
no,
there.
no.
that's God
But
doing this
you
thing.
you don't get that from. I feel like you get to come less if you masturbated that day. It's not like
Oh, yeah,
if you
like I was
don't
about to-
masturbate that same day and you go have sex
But, like,
tomorrow,
if-
you're
let's
not
say-
gonna be
I was
able to
gonna say,
perform and like
If I was gonna come
make
to
it rain
like, let's say
everywhere.
we're dating, right? And then I have, like you said, 2 years. I have not. Me and you didn't do anything. So if I was to, I was jerking it all along. But that day we're supposed to do shit. Like let's say our marriage day or wedding day or whatever. Marriage day, that's not fun. But like wedding day, I'm coming right there and like right before or some shit. I do it, maybe. Most probably my like excitement is not gonna be there if I jerked off before having sex with you, which would make sense
Yeah.
because I already got what I wanted and it's already out in the air.
Yeah.
it's
So
out in the system, out of the
but
system.
if I like, I'm excited. You gotta realize I've been waiting for 2 years, my G. Like this is a
Especially-
monumental part of my life. This is like when you invest in something and this is time to collect. This is yeah.
But also, if you have been having sex, I was asking you guys this. If you have been having sex
Yeah.
and then you get married, and then you know how everybody talks about, oh, the night of the wedding, oh,
How was
honeymoon,
it?
oh, whatever.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
is it still like, how was it? Or it's like, oh, it was
You
the
have-
regular, the usual?
you have
or it's
married.
like-
Now it's called
Like,
married
I
sex.
feel like it'll be a little bit more exciting because that's
Yeah.
the first day you get married and all that celebration hype is gonna be there. But it's
Yeah,
still it's not gonna be so new to a point like it's like you're entering a whole new situation. But I feel like it's not. See, that's the other thing too. See, you don't look forward to it as much, I would guess, because you already had it
Yeah.
a little bit.
It better be like some type of spatial because
Go for
everybody
the
be talking
honeymoon.
about.
Yeah.
It's like your wedding day night, blah 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 blah.
But Marius
Your wedding day night.
saying
Your
about
wedding night.
Day
sex.
and night.
Sex is for production. I think maybe if the married people, you know,
Yeah, I actually did the math, guys. I think I'm like a wedding night baby, which is like not that exciting. It's
ooh,
like
Why?
birthday minus 9 months, and
They
that's
got
when
it
they got
poppin'.
married.
Like-
Yo, that shit is like. It's kind of like exciting to. I'm like yo.
Yeah.
I'm like yo. You do the math, but go keep going. I'm
So
sorry.
what I wanted to say.
You already know when
There
you
was
she's
something
going to
about marriage.
expect. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like waiting till after you're married to have sex and just give birth, like not for pleasure, you know, that I can understand, you know. But as young couple, you know, still getting to know each other, sex now is more exciting because you still spicing your life up, so that even after marriage, you
Yeah.
guys can still have more experience together, and it's not gonna be just for making babies. It will be more than just enjoying. I don't know how
That's
to put
why
it,
I
but
said I think he meant about the game, like the count number, more than the pleasure.
because you don't want to go, you don't want to do one style or to
You
you're
can do all
married.
types of style whether you're married or not.
Yeah, when you're married, like you can do
Yeah,
different
but you
stuff.
can start now to keep, you know,
Yeah.
as I don't know.
She's on that good vibe.
Okay, okay. So when you say like we should start now, are you sure? Are you going to end up with the person that you started with?
Well, as
But there's a risk, I feel like,
yeah, one
for
thing
all
with me,
these
I go
things.
with the flow. I don't
Hey.
wait here and think about. Yeah, I think about the
you
future,
do.
but
Okay.
at the same time, I just want to take one step at a time because I don't even know if I'll be here next year. So why am I bothering myself thinking
So
about?
you don't want to die a virgin?
Low key, yeah, fucking like you out here like wasting all that nice.
I kind of feel like
Yeah,
that's
like-
how I'm concerned.
If I have somebody in my life that is willing to share more than just love with me, I'm willing to do that. I'm willing to experience that feeling with him. Because why will I wait all that years when I'm still going to end up with you? You know, so I feel like it
She's
works.
saying if you're the guy, like she's meeting you, right? You and
Yeah.
her met, you dated for a while, and then she's like, she might see something growing with this guy.
Yeah.
She might indulge in a bit of sex.
But it
Because
doesn't
it's
mean the
already,
sex is all about the relationship. No.
But then, like, she's saying, like, it's just her giving up the sex doesn't mean now the relationship is just about sex, but it's more like there's more aspects into this because there's trust,
Intimate.
finances, intimacy, like all that shit put together.
Be intimate.
How?
Cuddle.
Damn.
High school?
Hold
Blue
hands.
balls, bro.
It's not.
Blue balls.
It's not
It
about
is-
high
I don't know
school
if it's serious,
cuddling.
but
You
like,
still
it's
do it even after.
Well,
Like,
if you
get
guys
kisses
decide on giving each other oral sex,
and that's
Yeah.
still sex.
that's still sex.
So what happens? You get me turned. Do you give this man oral sex until he comes, or do you just
And
be
you pay
there
back
and
the
then
same
you?
way.
I
An eye
get
for an eye.
both of
Yeah.
both, but still, then you're having sex, right?
No, technically there's no
No,
sexual
as long as
intercourse.
That's
not
sex. That's
inter-
sex.
That's not.
That
That's
is
sex.
sex.
That is not. That's
That
not
is
sex.
oral sex. You guys even say oral
You're-
sex.
That's okay.
That's
but,
sex.
okay. That's not sexual intercourse. Okay, maybe.
But your
Exactly.
mouth is acting as what.
Okay.
Yeah,
Would have
is the
acted.
mouth acting, not the other part of your body
So
acting.
what is the difference? Because at the
It's
end
not
of the day,
intimate.
It's
It's-
not.
It's
at the
it's
end
not
of the day, it's
intercourse.
the same if you were
That's it.
you're getting to the same point, like to the same end.
And that's how
The
also
same way you-
masturbation also happens. You
It is
get into
different. It's not somebody else's. Then that's why there's two different words. If another person is using their hands on you, they're fingering you. If you are doing it yourself, it's masturbation.
at the end of the day, it's for pleasure.
Exactly. You can go home and get pleasure without any other person.
I think I
I'm not
don't.
all for like sex after
I've known
marriage.
Faith
but
for almost 2-3 years. I don't. I thought I knew the wrong Faith. I
Oh
thought.
yeah.
But what does that have to do? She's just letting
I
you know,
like-
like after trusting a guy, though. She's trusting the
I
guy.
don't think.
Okay,
I'm-
wait.
I
no.
don't think you knew the wrong face. It's just you who pictured.
Yeah,
her.
you
Yeah.
pictured me
Somehow.
this way.
That's
Yeah.
your expectation.
But that's
not
nice.
in
That's
bed.
nice. I
We
like
all
the
got
way you
freaking
think.
wants. Like, we
Yeah.
all got needs, man. They're like, she human, we human.
All I'm saying,
Like,
that even right before I came to America,
Yeah.
my head was sex after marriage.
Oh, for real?
No, yeah, no.
So before coming here, you
Yeah.
were thinking sex after marriage.
Yes.
Okay. What changed your mind then?
I just life and wanting to experience something that is
Sometimes you just
intimate,
wanna be
want to have somebody that make you feel more special, like you guys share. I don't know how to put
Okay,
it.
wait. So were you not feeling special before you were having sex
I
with
was
your
feeling
guys then?
special, but I wanted to take that specialty to another
Okay.
level. I just
I
wanted
think
You
to.
just wanted
brings-
to turn
I
up.
think
I
it
respect you. High five. One time. Turn.
I think
okay.
it brings another type of sexy to your life, and another type of viewing life.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's because when I started experiencing that,
Yeah.
I feel like I started opening more to people,
Okay.
and my aspect of my life just keep changing,
And to be
in a
honest,
good way.
And to be honest, if we're gonna be
My
the both were just looking at you like.
No, I was just listening. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm like,
But I kind of understand because, like, when you're a virgin, mostly back home, and then, you know how people tell you like you have no experience, like sit down, like your opinions don't matter all of a sudden, like nobody's
Yeah,
even
like
giving.
I hate when people put people down. Because,
Like, you
now
haven't had any
yeah,
experience.
you never
like,
had
sit
any.
down. It's like
struggle was real, huh?
now
I'm
after
like,
you have
listen,
sex,
everybody
you're allowed to
like
table.
when I came to the city, I figured out like everybody got their own way to see the sex. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even sex is like very 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 like it's everywhere here in the States. Like you can listen to sex on the radio.
Oh, they sell every
Like,
year. Like the
exactly.
advertisement is sex. Like,
Advertising,
everything is sex.
everything's all about
Yeah.
sex in this country. But I like I appreciate the people that like take sex like as still like something very very. You have the example of Megan Good and the husband.
pastor,
yeah,
yeah.
exactly. They promoting that stuff like sex after the marriage.
But she was popping away before. She
Of
changed
course.
her mind too late.
Of course,
Like,
the-
I don't think that's
we've
the
seen
better
Megan Good back in the
Yeah.
movies. You know what I mean? She was a
Okay.
badass. She was a badass. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's acting though.
No.
No. The girl even did a lot of guys
You
before.
cannot use her acting.
No. She
Let
did
me
a lot
say,
of guys.
I
was
saw
just
her
like-
in
before they-
movies.
I was just
'Cause
like-
Before the
then
casting.
I believe she was dating 50 Cent. I don't think 50 Cent was just
Yvonne.
sitting there
Hey,
being
Yvonne.
I just don't think that was happening.
Yeah, she did a lot of guys before the pastor.
Yvonne Orgy. Yvonne.
You've
Oh yeah, from Insecure.
yeah.
Oh, that. Oh, but
She
she's
still-
like,
she
let's be
still
honest.
has
She's
crazy
Nigerian
sex.
though. She ain't having sex till
She
marriage.
still has crazy sex
she's
scenes
like got,
and
like,
she's
yeah.
still a virgin.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like,
it brings me to
movies
this
is
point
not-
though. Okay, this is the other thing, right? I saw this Instagram skit video, which was kind of funny. It was this, I think, she might be a Nigerian girl, very funny girl. And so she was gonna go out, she was like in her 20s, and then she was in her 30s, and the mom goes, "Where are you going?" She's like, "My dear, you're 30-something years old. How come you don't have a husband or a man, you know?" And the girl is like, "Oh, mom." And then she started remembering why. Like, when she was young and she was about to go to her friend's birthday party, the mom goes,
Mom was
"Where are you
stuck
going?" She's like, "I'm going to my birthday." She's the friend's birthday. It's like, "You're not going nowhere. Sit your ass down, do your homework, sit down, boo." Same thing when she was a teenager, going out to a party, whatever. Same thing in college. Same thing in her 20s. So, like, it brings me to the point, like, do you think, because back home they like sex is somehow demonized, like they think it's like some evil shit, like it's painted like
It's
an evil thing,
more-
especially from the Christians and like
it's more
religious,
of
like
slutty. Like,
yeah, you're a hoe.
But-
Like, and then they expect you to find a wife, like they go, "My son, like Wagwan, like where's the wifey at though?" When you're like
Exactly.
30-something years old, but like
I think
if I did not
I
hook up
think-
with Shorty back
I
in the
think-
day.
I think is education. Like there's what, especially in the white families, it's something about like education about sex, because once your son is 16 and then he start growing, his sex is like very developed, he can have baby. So that's the
16,
time.
bro, that's too old. I'm nigga 13.
Okay,
12.
13,
God
12.
damn.
Yeah. Nowadays kids, yeah.
I think he
No
was-
shit, like I was also there, nigga, like excited.
I started
like,
14 though.
Who?
Wow. And
You
see,
started popping it on 14. I was just saying I was
Oh my
excited.
God.
I was
Wait,
like,
no,
I was
no, no,
excited.
no.
Okay.
My
We are going to talk about that, like I say, as a private
No, I
life.
was
Why
just,
did she
I didn't
start?
say I lost my virginity
14.
at all. I was saying I started popping it
Okay,
off. Like,
okay,
like,
okay.
I was just
14,
excited about, like, yo,
No, I
women,
think he
like, in
means
general.
masturbating and
you
Okay.
said
Like,
what?
my body started
Having
feeling
sex?
things at the age of 12. Like,
Oh, you started having sex at 14.
14.
Okay. Topic close, okay? I never say that. Okay, let's keep
Okay,
going.
bye.
Alright. So from that time you have to start educating your
Imagine
kids.
you're a dad at 14. That would be crazy.
You have to start educating your kids, telling him what sex is, for him to do not fall and then like have kids when he's 17 or 18, or like how we say, you know what I mean? Because kids, like that's the time you have to like learn, like teach your kids about everything about sex, you know what I mean? How to protect themselves, how to very very know the person before even, you know what I mean, even ever going for something or for somehow, you know what I mean? So that's how I think.
You don't know who you're fucking, even if you're old, unless they have a genuine intention.
But when
at
you're
the
old,
get-go, like,
you have
can't
experience
touch.
enough to know, like, you know what I mean, where you're going. When you like in your 18s, you know what I mean, let's just do it.
I don't
Let's
think
just do
age
it.
matters.
It does.
You might have a bit
Like,
of
experience.
but like people
No,
have they want, like,
let
I'm
me
saying,
tell
Seriously,
you.
the age you have right now.
No, let
like,
me tell you why I mean age does not matter. Because we have grown people, they're 30-something, 20-something years old, acting like they're 16. And we have 18 years old, 17 years old, acting like they're grown people, like mentally. So age does not matter. I think it's more of how you were raised up, what you came in contact with. Because you have guys still acting like kids or teenagers, running after girls, after girls, after girls for the sake of a number. They don't even, or the sake of being the cool guy in front of their friends' face, and you don't realize that your friends don't care whether you smash or don't smash. Once you smash and you get a kid, guess what? They're not gonna be there to be uncles.
Yeah.
Neither
That's
they
true.
gonna be there to change the diapers. So when you're doing that for the number, for the
Bro,
sake
you
of
better
being
come here and help
whatever,
me pay this child support.
to do something so that you can be the cool guy in your group, you're still acting like a teenager who it doesn't matter the age you have.
Yeah.
Because after all, it's just a number at this point. It's like,
And I feel like sex used to mean a lot, back in the day, but now it's like a revenge. People giving birth just to get child support or to piss off somebody.
That is insane,
You
my
know,
G. Like,
that's just all type of crazy. But
people
yeah,
are out here.
oh, you sound very surprised. What are we referring to?
No, I'm talking about like you see a girl going like, okay, let's talk about this. Brings me back to the Love and Hip Hop, Tara and Amina. Oh my God,
throw them away.
dude, this chick. I don't know for the listeners that don't.
Masika and the other
Okay,
chick
yeah.
too.
Oh,
For the listeners that it's just everybody
Alexis.
is in also Love and Hip Hop if you didn't know, but like, for those that didn't know, so this guy has about like 8 kids already with these women.
Wow.
6 different baby moms and shit.
Yeah.
So he goes out, his last baby mother, he goes out and gets her pregnant. So while she's pregnant, he goes out and gets this other chick pregnant. So, and then he ends up marrying the side chick who he got pregnant, and then ends up being with her. But then after marrying her, he ends up cheating on her with this other. It's just crazy. And then to get back at her or whatever, they just keep having these babies. And this guy has at 10 babies or some shit right now, which is insane. How do you think bringing another life to control another dude is like that? Is out of my understanding.
It is
That
the
crazy.
thing I do not understand. Why would you feel like your child is gonna be the special one? This kid, this
I know this guy.
this
Like,
man
Exactly.
has 9. He has 9 kids. You have 9 examples to show you that your child is not gonna be any type of special.
You're not the one, bro.
You're not gonna. If you want a
Another
child
one.
from him, okay, cool. You just wanted a child from him.
Mhm.
But if you're doing it to change anything, honey, you're playing yourself.
Play
You
big
just-
time.
It's like unless you just wanted to be a mother and collect your checks. Because now you got married, you got a kid. Now he wants a divorce. Then what?
Now the kid will grow up without a father.
And then like the other
Yeah,
chick,
that's
who the Alexis guy.
Alexis.
and that's what's going on nowadays,
Yo, I just had to do that.
which is
Oh,
very
it was,
sad.
it was the DJ Khaled saying another one. It
Oh,
was just-
I didn't hear it.
oh, okay, for the viewers.
Another one.
Yep.
Don't have a place. That's
But,
just cool shit.
Like she gets a kid, she gets pregnant for no reason. Okay, for a reason clearly, that she wants to make sure she understands that this guy can still be with other chicks. I still do not understand why she got pregnant, and then she goes on live on social media and talk about, oh, now my kids are gonna be your kids' siblings.
Yo, that's
Why you
No,
hate
first
me
of
so
all,
much and
yo,
then you
that was
look
not
at
in the
dead
US,
in the
like,
eyes and
this
tell
is
me
just
your
like
kids are gonna be
all
my
crazy shit.
Self-esteem.
no, they're
Zero.
not gonna be siblings. No, forget it.
Another one of the situation a lot of diaspora community we go through out here. Do you think long distance relationship work with people back home and other places? Do you think it works
Long distance relationship.
with people back home? It's not like in America, but like if you're here, let's say, and the friend back home, like your girlfriend or boyfriend is back home or respective country, do you think that works? Do you think it's possible? Because there's certain people that have done it. It works. It has been achieved. But do you think in this the time and age we live in, do you think it's one of those things we're capable of?
I would say 80% doesn't work.
Okay.
Yeah.
80% or 8%?
80.
I think anything will work as long as you're willing to make it work. Or depending on how your situation
Sure, these chicks
is.
don't make it easy. Nor do these guys make it easy. It's the same way.
Because if there is no communication, then like long distance relationship, first of all, the first thing you're gonna have to know is communicate, trust, and the love is still gonna be there. But if I cannot communicate to you and get through you, there's no way we're gonna have any type of like relationship. And if you don't trust me,
True.
then that's also another issue. But you gotta understand, you don't trust me, you're gonna keep like asking me stuff. Now I'm gonna feel like I'm harassed. On top of that, I know you have your opportunities. So like you have other chicks you can be with. I have other dudes I can be with.
True.
That's
And at
what's up.
some point you're like, why are we doing this for? If we cannot even like, be on the same page. You're here not trusting me. At this point I don't trust you either. It's like, what is the point of
For who?
if I feel like if there's no trust or communication,
So we all agree this shit is not supposed to work out, or it's not gonna work out if we don't put it like anything.
9
you gotta
out
put
of
in
10
work.
it doesn't work.
Okay. That's
9 out
okay.
of 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
I mean-
sucks. That
But do you
sucks.
consider, as you guys,
Uh-huh.
would you consider it as a relationship?
Fuck no. I wouldn't even try to do it.
Yeah.
Why?
Long distance
I-
relationship.
nah,
I
No.
was in Florida and he was in Pittsburgh and the homeboy was already advertising him to another girl. So
Yo! Yeah! Shit, goddamn.
Who said that?
This shit better come back on
Say
my
that.
like
Who
this
said
shit better
that?
come back on my boy.
Who said that?
It is like
When she was in Florida and he was here, my brother here, not my brother, he was out here.
yeah, her brother was out here.
So you
My
were
brother
trying to
out
hook
here.
up.
She's talking about her.
I don't know who said that
No.
because I was all the time
No,
with
the
them.
thing about if we were gonna talk about this was
Look
what
at
was
him
going
trying
on.
to
Okay,
offer
okay.
him.
Let
like,
me
was
put
there.
context into this. When she's talking about I was out here like hooking him up with other women, which I did not do. But okay, so these two met through us, him and her boyfriend, her current boyfriend now, which is our friend. So she was visiting Pittsburgh at that time, so we were hanging out. He came. She was living in Florida at the moment, and we're in Pittsburgh. So again, mind you, Pennsylvania all the way to like down there. So they linked up, they hooked, like, they had their connection vibe or whatever, and then she goes back to school to Florida, and then they're hanging out. But like in my head, even in all our opinion and amongst this, like we're like, yo, do you think this is gonna go far? He's like, I don't know. Like I'm like, yo, we're talking, but we don't know how far, like we don't know what's going on. Again, they knew each other they met each other in Pittsburgh face to face for a very short time, and almost everything was on the internet. And for so when we were going out and stuff, it was just like, yo, bro, there's opportunity in these areas. You might as well explore them. And then my guy was like, no. And then he didn't do shit about it. And it worked out. Now they're together. They've been together for a good minute now. It's
yeah.
beautiful.
So
She would never let it go.
so
But like in
But you work for it too, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
that's-
never gave up.
that's what
Even
I'm-
if you knew, yeah.
that's
a
what
good
I'm
thing.
saying.
Yeah.
The relationship can work if you guys put the work, put the sides and put the effort. You know.
I think with him, I think he was doing that because he does not believe in this.
In this
I believe it is just the way things were going. You talk once in a while, and then this is what was happening, right? It was even starting to get annoying. So we'd go try to get a hookah, and we're at the hookah store, and this nigga didn't even have a tablet, or this nigga took out his laptop and started talking to her in the middle of the hookah store, my nigga. I'm like, yo, she gotta go. I'm like, I like her, she's a decent chick, and she's a friend of ours too. But I'm like, this shit is not
Honey,
gonna
you
work.
got to
This
go.
guy was like, we're hanging out casually, right? A bunch of guys talking, and then he's like, yo, I gotta talk to her real quick. And he doesn't even whoop out a phone. He just takes out a laptop and starts talking toward the middle of the hookah bar.
And then he'll be
I'm
like, you
what
guys
the
say
fuck?
hi,
And
say
then-
hi
And then he's like, keep doing what you guys are doing. Don't mind me. I'm gonna be back. And he's going for like 2 hours. I'm like, what the fuck? Yo.
Oh, I never. Never heard about that
This
one.
is crazy.
No, he is. Yeah,
But then,
he
like,
is.
yo, you were
He
there.
is
You
too.
said hi to me through that laptop. Don't lie.
I know, but I know I said it at home.
A
Yeah, I
laptop.
didn't know it was a laptop.
No, the nigga was communicating over a laptop at fucking what's her name?
He-
Buka Buka. I was
he
there.
had a
Don't play.
phone.
No, I don't know why he didn't take out a phone. This was his choices, not mine. His choices.
He'll hold it like this.
Yeah,
like,
you hold the fucking
guys,
laptop
say
like
hi,
this,
say
like
hi to
say
my-
hi. God damn it.
Say hi to my baby.
He's
Like,
a-
oh
He
my
worked
He's
hard,
a real
but
MVP.
he really worked hard, and yeah, I know he worked hard and he got it and he did it, which is now. But then again, there was a lot of shit that could have gone down at the same
I
time.
know.
My guy was like, Niger was the location, the place to be at that specific point in time, which I respected. Which is kudos to David. Shout out to him. He's gonna be joining us on one of these podcasts soon. I know you guys haven't heard him or anything like that, but yeah, he's part of this crew too. But oh yeah, no, this guy was saying some weird shit in the background. But that was what happened. So yeah, so you guys, long distance is not where it's at for you guys. In
No.
general.
Work.
No,
You work.
no.
I think it depends on how long it is.
It is.
Okay. How long is it? It's like yo,
It's-
600 miles. Yes.
No, it's
A
like
1,000?
Different
I'm like,
time
get the fuck away
zone.
yeah,
from me.
same
Okay, that's true,
country.
that's true, that's true.
Okay, like far. It's like ooh, that's getting crazy.
We have a friend. I'm not gonna say who. Me and her. We have a mutual friend that was dating a girl actually from my country, and this guy was on the phone with this chick. Right, my guy. He almost lost his mind. He's living out here. The chick would get mad that he didn't call her when like, she's going to bed. My guy was working at that time. He was literally at work when she's going to bed. He was at work. So like.
It's not gonna.
Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like
The
she would
time
get mad,
difference.
like she wanted like lovey-dovey stuff, and then he's like, "Yo, I'm working this hard for us. I'm trying to make things happen. I'm not gonna say I'm not allowed to you, like And then she would wake up in the morning when she wakes up, and then text him, and then he's sleeping. She's like, "Yo, what are you? Why are you ignoring me? You're going out on
Why
these.
aren't-
You're
why
out
aren't
here with
you
these people.
answering
You're
me?"
not answering me."
It's like,
She's
sis, it's 4 a.m.
I'm
like,
Like,
yo,
what do you want me to
my
do?
G, like,
Trying
like
to
so it
rest.
was a very tough thing, like, cause he would have to wake up very early to talk to her. It was very tough on him. It literally like did a number on him. But okay,
But yeah,
that was just
relationships, long distance
Yeah,
relationships will probably work
Uh,
if the time difference is not that crazy.
that is true. My other question, I don't know if you guys want to talk about this, but like, if people have been dating for a minute, like they've been making financial decisions together, they've been dating for a while, they've been making every decision together, they talk about it and everything. Do you think marriage changes anything? Other than like them being like responsible for each other legally, like other than that, do you think it changes anything?
Yeah.
You guys should be on the same page
Yes, I feel
before
like
even start any type of
yeah.
What do you
like
mean
they're
by-
already the person is already making decisions. They're on the same page before they got married. Like they
What
just
do you mean by the same page?
I don't
Yeah.
know.
like they need to like. Okay, so let's see if I pay the house bill.
Yeah.
Or if I pay the house rent, you could probably pay the electricity and the
They
water.
did that already. They do already. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so what's happening?
I'm saying, do you think if they get married,
Yeah.
that changes anything?
No.
Not really.
Like that
No.
makes the relationship more, like stronger or not? They're already doing all that.
Yeah,
So do
it
you
makes
think
it
changes?
stronger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
it
make
makes
it
it
stronger
like-
now because
you guys
it's
are
on the
official.
paper now.
Yeah, it's on
and
paper now.
you're more responsible for him. Let me say he or she is in a situation.
Yeah.
You're the first person they're going to call because
Yeah, no, I'm saying other than that aspect, like for like
It's like
legal
you
purposes.
you go
you start
from
giving.
it's
you
an
give.
honor me being part of your decision making
Yeah.
to now you're part of the responsibility.
It's
Like,
a
we
big
take
title.
these-
Emergency contact. Okay. Is there? What about like? Do you guys have any other topics we like? Cause we have a bunch of. We talked about a whole bunch
Video
of stuff.
games?
Oh yeah.
I don't know much about video games.
Let's talk about.
Oh,
Let's talk about. No. Let's talk about.
the music.
Oh yeah.
Music.
Oh, we were
Music,
gonna talk about that. I forgot.
Mixing mixing
Caribbean.
Okay, before we go to that, I just want to talk about the video game thing because
In
it kind of works with the
relationships.
relationship aspect of things. Do you guys think guys or even
You're our
females,
big Marius. You're a
females
big
playing
video
video
gaming
games causes
A
problems
strain
in their relationship?
Even I don't have enough time to play video games
Oh shit!
I don't think
because I have to go to work. I have to go to school.
Yeah.
So you say
So-
a relationship is like
If you can give me the time to play video games, I don't think we can be together. That's my
automatically?
point. Exactly.
I could give two fucks about video games, so I don't
Yeah.
care.
Exactly, because I feel like video games is another priority for me.
Okay,
Oh.
I feel you enjoy it. That's like your hobby.
Exactly,
You enjoy it.
that's
Okay,
what I
feel
enjoy, you know what I mean?
definitely.
I know you cannot be enjoying that with me, but take the time to be like, okay, honey, this is your time. Play your video games.
But do you?
Okay,
Go ahead.
play your video games. Okay, enjoy yourself, and then I know like I have a time for her too, so I'll give her time too.
No, do you? Okay, the
It's not
other
something I
defense
would
in
do,
this
like-
category is like they say like it's the same as a woman going to do her hair or her nails
Exactly.
or
they
doing these things
Yeah.
that she enjoys.
Shopping or like
So like, do you think that is a balance of these two, or do you think a game is a whole different type of
I feel
world
like
where?
it's one thing to play video game for a short time, and it's another to
That's what I
play
was
it
gonna say.
every time. You know.
No, do you
When
think
it-
there should be a time limit?
Yeah.
Like you say, it's your priority. Even though you go to work and it's a priority, you still have amount of time you spend there, like 8 hours, 10 hours, or whatever. Do you think even for the video game, like you can agree with your significant other, like I'm gonna play the video game for 2 hours or an hour, 30 minutes or whatever, and then I'm gonna like pay attention to you, or I'm gonna
Like,
mix like juggle around, be
until you're
with you, and
tired.
also play the
Yeah.
video game, or like which one is it?
For me, I know the first time it was like a big deal to me, especially when he's always playing the video game.
does he still playing?
He doesn't play it that much anymore.
She kept it. She's like, yo, you better.
Like.
He's
Okay, I
like,
don't know what else. No, I mean we both have it. We have time for each other. You know, there is time that he. I hope you're gonna edit. You're gonna cut this. Edit this.
Okay, why?
Okay, cause. Okay. We both
Because
have.
it's still you. You're explaining
Okay,
yourself.
me
We're not-
time
we don't
and
need to.
his time. On his time, he can do whatever he wants to
You
do.
could do
My
whatever
time, I
you
can do
want.
whatever I
Oh,
want
you
to
mean
do.
like you guys have each
Your own personal
like
time.
me time
Yeah.
and
Of
you
course.
time.
But at the same time,
You
he's
have
not
us
going
time.
to play the game all day. You know,
Nah, nigga.
he's gonna start playing the game and we
hang out. with
hang
you.
out, yeah, and discuss on things to do. But it's
So-
not a priority. The game is not a priority. to
I
him.
think to him it's a priority because he really loves
Have
it.
you guys lost relationships or like been in a problem in a relationship because of these games?
There was a time he played video game till 2 a.m. That was when we started dating, and I was really
Yeah, I
pissed
remember
off.
those days. Like my guy,
Yeah.
would beg. She would even miss work to play games sometimes.
I was really
Follow-
pissed
That was
off.
crazy.
Exactly. But at some
Even I thought that was crazy, but I'm not into games as much, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't.
But now he's not that in. Sometimes I even be the one to tell him, okay, can you just play game a little
like leave me
bit?
alone. Like,
Hey, go ahead, do your thing.
You see what was there? Because the time I want to be with you, now you're going to send me to my video games. No,
no, that's not how it works.
that's not how it works. Because the time I want to be
Like,
with you,
yo, I want to be
I
here.
want to be with you. You know what I mean? And if I want to play video games, sometimes you gotta know also who's the man, who's the you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Look at him. He's
Exactly.
there,
So
like,
Yeah.
I always have that.
Talk that spice, bro.
Exactly.
Talk
In
that spice.
the boat,
Relationship.
there's only one captain,
Ooh.
and I think I'm the only one captain in that boat. as
In that
female.
relationship, so you're you're the man. Okay,
Exactly.
I feel you. Okay.
so she has to fall back. So it means like you make the decisions and
She's my assistant. I'm the captain.
I hope it lasts. I mean, no, like
What do you mean?
it was a slip of tongue. My bad. All I'm saying
She
is,
said, no, I'm
I
gonna
hope
repeat it. Yo,
you
listen, for
last-
those who did
No.
not hear,
What's
she said,
last?
I'm not talking
The
about your
relationship.
relationship.
The relationship. She
Because
hopes the relationship lasts.
the woman
I
I'm dating,
think-
I'm making sure she knows that I'm the captain. She's the
Okay,
assistant.
all right. Okay, if you guys on the same page, then
That's the
fine.
rules I'm putting first. If you can agree on that,
But
I don't think we can be on.
but you know
united.
too
What do you
much
mean? I just wanna know,
rules.
what do you mean assistant? As in like assistant is what? Like she does what you tell her to do?
No, really.
Okay.
She can propose. I'm the one taking the final decision. I'm the one making the final decision.
So she has to pass everything through you.
Exactly.
Do you pass everything through her?
I pass everything to her to see.
So if she says no,
yeah, I can be okay. Why you say no? And
no,
then
but
we
what
can
if she
see
says
both.
no?
If she say no,
We're not like the same way you're gonna make the final decision. Does she get to make any final
Okay,
decision?
when you make the final decision, you give her a reason why, or you just say no.
But you don't agree with it. You don't agree with her doing
I don't
something.
agree, and then we see each other. Like assistant,
compromise.
I think
don't
you mean
we talk,
you
we talk together.
talk,
Yeah,
you
we
talk
talk together and see
but
like what.
So you're
But,
not saying
like,
it right.
I'm
That's
the
what I'm
one
saying.
who-
So like you saying she's my assistant kind of sounds wrong when you're saying it for the people that are hearing it. Because it's more
I'll
like
say
it's-
more like vice captain. Okay.
You guys are
Vice
supposed to be
captain,
partners,
Vice.
you
Yeah,
know? Like
so you because you discussing stuff with her and she discussing stuff with you, you're partners. That's what it's supposed to be.
Oh,
I
okay,
feel like.
okay.
So, but when you're saying like she's my assistant, it's like she does what
Yeah,
she's
oh, yeah.
told.
I think he means like when it's hard times where
Exactly.
What?
you when
She's
it's
like
hard
that.
times like you guys cannot get to a
Yeah.
conclusion.
A conclusion.
He makes
Yeah.
the decision.
I make the decision
I
exactly.
think
Since I
that's
get it.
what he
Okay.
Since I
means.
get it,
I'm
yeah,
not
she
sure,
gets it.
but I guess that's what.
Why are you making that face?
I'm not
Is it-
making, I'm just looking at the microphone.
Okay. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
So okay, so
So,
video games.
Video games.
Thumbs up.
It's.
I feel like
it's-
everybody agrees
it's-
with video games.
Exactly. So.
Okay, so we were planning on doing this topic like previous episodes, but we did not get the chance to do it. It was all about the whole thing between Western musicians and artists taking over like African
Afrobeat and
Afrobeat sounds and African sounds and even Caribbean sounds, and then taking it, using it, and then not giving credit for it. So, what do you guys think about that? Like, do you guys think right now at the moment there's a lot of artists taking our sound without giving credit, or do you think they're doing what they're supposed to do as being because in their defense they're saying they're inspired by these things. They're saying they're just it's
It's one thing.
content.
It's one.
But
It's like
do you think they're stealing? Because some people are accusing them of stealing.
it's one thing being inspired, and it's a whole other thing trying to be me. It's like you inspired. You don't even you acting like it's like you act some type of way, but you damn well know you learned it from somebody. But when anybody asks you, it's like you acting like, oh, that's just me. That's just me. No, that's not you. You got that from somebody else. So talk about that other person. Me, I don't even care about that much. It's just that if I knew a song first as I think it's just a personal like if I knew a song as a certain way and then I hear it into the like they changed it, the Western world changed it, it's just weird for me. Like Chris Brown's song that has Turn Me On, I think.
Questionable
Question, I think
I
it
think
was.
is that the one? Yeah. Okay.
I think that's the one. But whichever one they switched up the thing is like you get excited when you hear it and then you hear something changes like oh god I thought I was gonna grind and whatever now it's like
Because to be honest, at the moment, most of the songs that are like number one hits or they're like most of them are like dancehall Afrobeat based somehow.
DJ Khaled's song every time I sit there I'm like I know this song
Which
or
one?
like I know Maria
Which song? Which
That's
song?
not Afro.
Which song?
Oh, okay.
Oh, you mean
Wild Thoughts.
White Thoughts?
yeah Carlos
Wild Thoughts.
Santana
White Out.
yeah Carlos Santana
Okay, Carlos Santana.
that
song,
one
okay.
so
For
like
those that
that
didn't hear
song
that, it's Wild Thoughts, but okay.
that song that they had with That song
Bryson
they had
Tiller.
Bryson Tiller,
Rihanna and
Rihanna and
DJ
DJ Khaled. I love the song. Listen, I be feeling like Riri every time it comes on, but it doesn't stop me from thinking about like Maria. Like it just keeps playing in my head. I'm like, where do I know that song? Until I had to go look for the song and I had to play it every time. I know Maria is big in certain places and probably wasn't as big in America.
It was
And
big. It was a hit in America.
Back in
The days, yeah, it was a hit.
back in the days, but not a lot of people even recognize when they heard the song. They're like,
Yeah.
we tell them it was like Carlos Santana's song. They're like, huh?
Maybe the name wasn't familiar, but the beat of
Yeah,
the
like
song.
The song, it was a big song, yeah, it was a big song.
Not
Classic hit.
you guys, you knew it, but guess what? You're not Americans. I'm
No.
saying
No,
as
no,
Americans.
it was
Here,
big in the
there's a lot of
States.
people,
Like,
like,
I
Of
feel
course,
it
these
was
young
one of
people
like the
listen to
hits.
Texas they're
Yeah.
not gonna know it.
It
But
was
they-
one of the hits, like
Yeah,
back then.
it's a
You
big
know what I
song.
mean? Like,
But
it's like in 10 years, work is going to not be like, you know what I mean? Like in 10 years, people are like, when they listen to a remix of work, but with us, we can be like, oh, like, yo, this song with jam on it, you know what I mean? But like the new generation, they have to look for it. Probably they hear it before, but like they have to look for it. So it was the
Yeah.
same thing with this song too. Like if you ask probably people like 10 back, they'd be like, yo, that was the song they be playing in the club and all
yeah,
that.
actually,
you know
I
what I
actually
mean?
saw this video about Carlos Santana. That dude was a crazy ass guitarist.
Yeah,
Oh
like,
my God.
you know what I mean? Like his concert was like
he was high as fuck on drugs. Like, oh my God, and he was.
Wearing a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry. He was
In real life.
high as AF on drugs, and then no, that's I'm sorry. but then like he was just like going in, and then he went up on stage and because he said he took the shrooms or whatever drugs he took, and then they changed the time where he was supposed to perform, and he went back on, and he just closed his eyes for like the whole set. Crazy video. But yeah, no, back to the point. So do you think these guys are taking credit for music that's not even... Because
But
they're just changing a few
Thought-
words.
Wild Thoughts is not among the songs.
Okay,
Because
no, no.
Khaled
Credited.
did.
Yeah, he did.
And
yeah.
For
even
example,
Santa
like,
gave
what's the name? Jay-Z,
Damian Marley.
Damian Marley, Sister Nancy, they gave credit. She got paid. And you know, like, I forgot how that...
It's too much.
Too much what you.
Is it
No,
is or is
Sister Nancy, Bam Bam. Like, she was doing Bam Bam, you know?
she
like,
has
What
sus-
the
sus- sus-
bam,
sus-
bam.
in it.
No, but then she had the Bam Bam. Like, that was her thing. Of course, the Maytals did it first, and it came from them, and then Jacob Miller did it too much, but then they paid those people, but you're not gonna
That's what I'm saying.
you're not gonna interview Jacob Miller to say I got the records because my guy's out. So, but he did his thing too. But Bam Bam was her situation where, and she said she got paid for it. She got her thing, which is beautiful. But on the other hand, I remember back like last year, Drake. There was a big situation where they say he did not give credit where it's due with Jamaican artists such as Pop Can. But Pop Can came out later and said he got paid for it. But do you think they're just profiting stuff and they're not even giving enough shine on our culture? They're just taking the beats. That's the other question. Like, do you think they're just taking the great, like, you know, the aspects and everything of it, but then they're not putting enough light in these situations? Because they can take the culture, but when something else is going on, they're not putting light on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like somehow French Montana did a great job with the Uganda. He built a hospital and all that. But
Good.
again, it's not. They're not
He built a
humanitarians. Yeah, they delivery
he
like
built-
And he
a
even
hospice.
brought them to come dance.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
But-
upstate.
I'm talking about like they're not
That
again.
he could have done it just like
For the
as a
show,
way
like, yeah, like to
of a
promote the
show,
show.
he gets more money or
Because
whatever.
again, mind
but
you,
the
they had to do.
aspect
He was
aspect of building
Yeah.
the hospital back
hospital.
then was really
But
huge.
that also made him a lot of money, hence because he was talking about now these days. One of the ways they promote music is using hashtags, and that hashtag unforgettable challenge, that dance they did with the kids was insane, and that promoted the song heavy too. So, but do you guys think that like right now, because Ed Sheeran's album, almost all of it, the whole album, he admitted, like he said, like it was literally dancehall based, reggae dancehall based, without a doubt. His whole Shape of You, whatever, like a divided album. I'm sorry. the Divided album. He literally said like that was his. But you get to hear it like in different like now. Wizkid is a big influence in here, but like you can see his music is not coming in, but then they're using him in a lot of features. I don't know, maybe he's not producing as much, but again, there's a lot.
I was gonna say, do you think it's the same thing as African artists doing like?
Sorry about
But again, it's kind of that comes to the point to the question of who birthed who. Like how the with the chicken and the egg, how some African musicians are doing more dancehall and reggae, but again you're gonna be like, it all
but like
started
that
from
Afro, like
back
all
home.
that
It all
stuff came
started
from us.
Africa.
Like we had that. Don't
So
get me
it's
wrong.
not like we're stealing anything. We're
Yeah.
just reclaiming what was ours.
But the Jamaicans also took that and turned it into something crazier too.
That's
That
what I was gonna
something
say. They
beautiful.
also can have an argument to that, but it's more.
They make it look like it was their ancestors still using it, which is again, but like reggae is very appealing, and you know
is.
like it's different when somebody else is appropriating the shit out of a culture and using it. Like for example, okay, let's talk about this. If it's not, let's talk about pop artists such as the Miley Cyrus, Taylor Swifts, and all those using hip hop to and
Yeah.
the Katy Perrys to promote their stuff. What do you guys think about that? Like, do you think? Because I hear it and the songs are trash. Like personally, like as a
Because it's
personal
not
opinion.
like it's
no,
not,
no, no, no. As a pop song, even not me looking at it as a hip hop song. I'm talking about as a pop song. It is terrible, but because of their fan base and because of the mixture of hip hop and other stuff together, I feel like it puts. They get a lot of views. They get like 1 billion views on like a little shitty
and
song.
then
Like
you get both like hip hop people and
yeah,
pop people like coming. You get more views because now if you have, let's say you have Gucci on the song and you're like Taylor Swift, you already have a crazy fan base, but now they want to come and see it. I know there's no such song. I don't think there's any like featuring between those two.
Yep.
But okay, Kendrick Lamar and Taylor Swift, like you have her people coming and then Kendrick Lamar's people coming to see like what happened to the song, how did he do, and did he kill the verse, or
Yeah.
did she even like did it match when they were singing and all that?
Even the Katy Perry and Migos.
Migos song, yeah. You
That
see,
was- oh
like,
my
it feels
God.
like
I don't know.
when
I hated the video when she was dancing weird stuff and like I don't know if she was making fun or if she was really
yeah, it was.
truly dancing. So I never heard the
But by the way, I hear she was dating Quavo. Is that no?
Quavo?
Takeoff.
Take off.
Oh, my.
Take off.
Man,
Because
Culture 2's
Quavo-
coming out, guys. Shout out to Culture 2. That shit's gonna be lit. Like, I can't wait.
Because Quavo was with Karuchi. I don't
Um,
know
And
if
then
it's still
also
allegedly.
Offset proposing.
Oh,
Cardi B.
yeah.
I was so happy. I got goosebumps.
It was magical.
It was amazing. So y'all gonna do this?
What? No.
It was amazing though.
I'm trying to look for what Miley Cyrus said even about hip hop in general, because she said she's gonna distance herself from hip hop because she's now grown up and matured and she wants to do more uplifting stuff.
Right.
Which is kind of messed up because after her whole Hannah Montana whatever phase was out, she literally went to becoming this crazy
That Hawaii
hip
song.
hop, like white girl going wild, hip hop, whatever sensation. Her and then
And
twerking,
reruns,
all that
yeah.
stuff, and she did her all that stuff in the name of hip hop, embraced it like it was her. But when she did her thing, collected her money, whatever. Again, people grow out of things. I'm not saying people don't change or whatever, but when you go now saying like hip hop was a dark thing, or she goes, I want to distance myself from that type of hip hop, but that was what you were doing.
Yeah, you
Same
made
with Justin
money.
Bieber. He
You
came in,
made money off of it.
he did a whole situation with rappers and stuff. He had like features in them, whatever.
Exactly.
And then he did this thing and he says, oh shit, I'm turning my back, hip hop.
Yeah.
I was hanging out with the wrong people.
With the wrong people.
So do you
doing
think
the
they
wrong
use that,
things.
like, because a lot of people use hip hop to promote their stuff
Yeah,
and then they
exactly.
go turn their backs on it when things are good.
It's like
Yep.
those
Culture
Yep.
vultures.
Yeah.
those white people that say I don't hate black people. My
Because
best
I
friend
have
is black.
white black friends, yeah.
If you're my best friend and you're white and use me as an excuse of not being racist, that's already
That's
racist.
racist on its own.
First of all, you're using me as a milk card. Like, no, let them eat you up. Like, I'm not your best friends, and we're not best friends like that no more. 'Cause
okay.
that's not right.
That's true. But like, so that's what you guys got like for this. Okay, wait. One other thing now, because we just came. This might be a heavy topic. It might not even be. We might not even have time for this. But us Africans living here.
Mm.
Okay.
Mm.
We come from countries where we have different races, we have different languages, we have all that happening.
Different races.
Different ethnicities.
Different
I'm
ethnicity.
sorry. Different ethnicities and languages and religion and all that. And we've historically lived peacefully until like, recent years, like the whole scramble for Africa and all that happened. But
Everybody owning a country.
yeah,
somehow,
and
like
things have got.
nobody was there.
But how did you guys feel coming out here and all that is out the window when you're just being judged as being black? You're no more this tribe and this ethnic group and like whatever.
It feels,
How did it feel? Like, how did it make you guys feel?
I didn't know I was like black till I came to the States.
That
You
is
know what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
That is true. That is.
I didn't know I was like black, and then I felt labeled because like
Yeah.
no, black don't do this, black don't. Back home, everybody's all the same. So it's more tribal. It's not even that strong. Like here,
you
it's
don't
like,
realize the
you don't
significance
realize
of-
exactly like
the
how like
significance of your
same
color.
human being as you, just but like lighter than you can see you up like down like you nobody. You know what I mean? And then feel so bad because like. As we all human being and we all should respect each other. That's how I see it. But racism hasn't started today, so.
No, it's just again like I'm just the way we come. Like like you said, I did not know I was black.
Right.
I did not know because I was just like,
Well,
yeah,
black
I'm
was
Ethiopian
an
and I'm
issue.
African. If worst came, like,
You never
like
know,
I'm
like-
African, I'm black, and it's what happened. I didn't even like black. I'm African. I'm Ethiopian. There's other Africans living different from different countries. We lived together. Like,
Exactly.
and then you come out and then you go like, oh shit, like you come here and you go. When you gotta check in boxes and stuff, you're like, yo, I'm black. Like,
I'm black.
You know what I mean?
You check black.
Do you know actually nowadays when I'm filling things up, I don't put like
Yeah.
ethnicity or like race, because most of the time it's written on. It's optional.
Right.
So I just do other or like I just don't check anything, because sometimes I hear. Because these are not the things we had to face. Back home, it was like,
Yeah.
y'all are the same. There's nothing like race. And like, even though we have an ethnicity groups, it's not like if you're filling up a form. I don't know about your country. You don't have to put it on a paper like I'm this or
Yeah.
I'm that. I mean, back in the days it was there, but you also, it's a whole other history on its own.
Yeah.
But we don't have that where you have to specify I'm of this ethnic group or whatever. So like I hear here if you put black, sometimes they even judge you before they even get to meet you
That's
by just that box you checked. If you're asking for a job, your resume might be trashed before they even look at who or what you look like or what qualifications you have. So why do I have to put myself through that?
Like, I feel like never had to worry about certain things, just living over there. Because everybody that's like me, like it looks like me, they're different textures and different levels of, skin color, whatever. But like, you come out here and it's more like, yo, now you gotta watch out. Like, you don't even want to be the guy that walks at night. You're the black guy that walks at night now. Like, you don't want to be the guy that's wearing a hoodie.
You don't want to be
And
the
like-
guy who gets in a heated conversation.
Yeah, like, you don't wanna be the
conversation
guy-
or arguments, whether you're right or
Exactly,
wrong.
with a person
In public.
that might be wrong themselves, but I could not be too invested in a subject or a topic, because if I look
Yeah.
too aggressive, I'm gonna be the guy who's
The
gonna look
aggressive
like I'm
black
attacking
guy.
the other guy.
No
Which
matter
is-
even you
Like,
wrong
that's
or
not
right.
my-
Yeah. So which is a little bit tougher. Like it's like now I have to look out. Like now I'm like, and then you have like even different like. Of course you've got like now, the brown like the quote unquote brown people. The like Asians. You know they have their like. Then you got like the yellow. It's a very they have like different, which is weird, but like now you start seeing yourself. I started seeing myself different. I feel like in a way because it's like now I'm not Ethiopian. I'm not that guy, but now I'm more like I'm the black guy, and I could be the guy that's here to steal in a store, or I might be the guy.
Or you might be the guy who looks like the guy.
Yeah.
They have a warrant
Which is just which
Like,
is
No,
insane.
it's a stereotype. It's a stereotype.
You look like
which is
the
bad.
guy that we have in
Oh
our
no, he's
form.
young. He's black. He fits the
The
description
That
of
is
like
insane,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That is insane.
It's so insane how like people can just judge
That
you from
is
just
insane.
You can't
seeing
pull
you
up-
without even talking to you. We don't even know where you're from, where you like, what is your background, what you be, you know what I mean?
I know.
It's
You
just
fit the
like your life
description. The
experience. They don't
description
even know
say,
like
skin, dreads.
dreads, yeah. They don't know
Glasses,
probably
that's it.
you a tech engineer at freaking Apple, you know what I mean? Or like
Yeah.
you know what I mean? They don't even know your background. They just
They
see you,
don't
oh no,
judge.
he's black, he's, you know what I mean? It's just sad. It's stereotype.
And like
It's
it or not, color matters in this country.
Of
like
course,
the
this
first
country has
thing
been
people
built that
see,
way, you
yeah,
know what I
it's
mean?
color.
It has been
and
built that way, and
It's crazy.
Have you guys had like racist moments happen in here? Like
many times.
has it like happened
Especially
to you?
living in Pittsburgh, it's.
For real? I'm asking because mostly I didn't.
And then I
did,
live
like,
in the South too, so I live in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay,
That was
what
really
what
worse
was
than
some
that.
of like the most bad if you were
Which
willing
one
to-
is worse, there or
The
here?
South is worst.
I could imagine, yeah, like
Pittsburgh is mostly white, but I would say it's not that bad.
I think
The
they
South
they're
is-
they're the type of racist that they're racist at home, or like they try to cover it up.
It's
or
more
they're
covered
not,
up here.
or they're just not racist.
Yeah.
I don't know.
The
but
South-
here it's not
The
like
South,
that
and
racist.
Atlanta is like 60% mostly black. So like
Okay.
everywhere you go, it's black. So in order for you to even see like a white people, you have to be like
in the suburbs.
in
and
the
stuff?
suburb.
Okay.
So like go in the suburbs because we used to play soccer like in the suburbs like where they have the so like
Football fields.
go in there and then even go to the gas station to get drink or like the way people see you, you're like, oh my god, did I even like went to the wrong place or like am I safe
Like,
here?
what are you doing here?
So they make you feel out of place. like,
Exactly.
yeah,
yeah.
okay.
Your place is not here. You know what I mean? So it's like it feels. That's how it feels in the South. You know what I mean? So even you're a certain place like someone you can get shot. You know what I mean? Like because they don't want to see any black people out there. You know what I mean? They don't want to see any black people around there. So but Atlanta is like the metropole is mostly black. But like if you go to the suburbs or like you go to like certain type of like part of the city where it's mostly white and then like rich
Yeah.
or like you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then if you walk even down the street or like you're about to take a bus or stuff like that, the way like they be seeing you, you're like you feel like yeah. I mean it's also like here because that was the time
Pittsburgh, I think they
Pittsburgh
have
I went to like
5%.
Washington like no Washington PA to get someone from there.
Yeah.
But like I was just in my car, you know what I mean, like at the traffic stop, you know what I mean, like the way people would see me be like, yo, what are you doing out here, you know, in this
for
car,
real?
you know what I mean, like that's just what it is. I mean, I feel like the racism is everywhere, by the way, so there's no like any specific, I mean, racism is it's such a bad thing, and I feel like it's
Oh, it's
probably
definitely a bad thing.
the roots of all evils in the USA here. So that's why people cannot get along together. But I mean, even if you see people like, if you go to the mall, you go to places like people don't have problem until the politics come in, and then
Yeah.
what people be seeing at the TV even make it worse. You know what I mean?
I had
Because-
customers that wouldn't want me to serve them
Oh,
because
wow.
they wouldn't make it so obvious, but you know how you say customer.
Yeah,
you're
it
like,
happened to me
"Hi,
too at my job.
How
yeah.
are you doing? You're trying
Yeah.
to be nice, and then they see a white person right next to you. They're trying to talk to the
The
white
person exactly instead of talking to you.
despite them like. Let's say the white girl didn't even give two fucks.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Wow.
but didn't give two
Didn't
I think
care
she-
about
she
them.
does,
Yeah, they kept talking to her. She's like, she'll help you. She kept staying on her phone, and then I'm like, you're just gonna have to help them.
Yeah.
And she stood up, and they were all happy and smiling, and then they're looking at me. I'm like, you know, in case she's not here and you still need your nicotine, you're gonna have to deal with me, right? So it's like, at a point where I don't
Nicotine
care.
talk.
I don't care, but it's at some point you're gonna have to face me type of.
True.
It hurts though. I feel like
It
low-key,
does.
like just the
It
person
does.
doesn't want to deal with you. There's nothing wrong with
It
them. It's
does.
just they look at you and go,
It's less work for me.
that's true.
But what if when they went to the white girl and she's like, I'm not helping you, and they came back to
I
you.
had two options. I can either be a butt and us,
Yeah.
and just decide not to serve them,
Yeah.
and there's nothing they can. Because from me, they're gonna go to brown. From black, they're gonna go to brown. So they can either decide to get served. They can either decide to get served by me, or they're gonna have to deal with like another
Yeah.
type of color that is not white.
That's
I feel
crazy.
like if they come back to me, I'm not even gonna look at their face because it's just pathetic.
It's just I have a really not the best of the memories that I can't remember their faces, but mostly the older people they're skeptical to deal with, like should I they're like, where's the other girl? Just say where's the white girl, but they don't. They're like, where's the other girl? She doesn't work here anymore. They're like, oh, okay, so can you help me? Yeah, it doesn't look like you have much choice, right?
You don't have a choice.
That's crazy. So, what about you? Have you had moments where these things happen? Because it might not happen
No.
too.
Yeah.
Like
No,
for example,
no.
for me, I'm not gonna lie. I haven't had like moments where I consider things happen like that.
But I've seen people look at me in a weird way until like the place I work.
Yeah.
That was this
taking
lady.
Uber, how you feel like someone
Mm?
Uber drivers?
No,
Yeah.
she
My
means
Uber
the
drivers have been mad nice. Like, oh my god.
Yeah, because the money is
They want-
yeah, because you can rate them and they
They're
can
trying to
lose
Yeah,
their
lose
of
job.
You know what I mean?
course
So
I'm
they're
going
trying to
to
get them-
rate.
So, but like, I've never had even a situation where the Uber driver was weird.
My
No,
sister, remember when she was telling us how this dude at the club called
Oh
her a monkey.
at the club.
She called her monkey.
Monkey?
Oh,
Her
monkey.
and her friend.
That was
they're like,
insane. That was crazy.
Where? Which club?
Cavo, like.
My God.
And then why she didn't report it?
she didn't.
no, the guy, he was told he can never go back there again. Because it became a huge thing, and the security had to get involved, and then the manager had to get
Why
involved.
she didn't call the cops on him? Why she didn't pursue him?
No,
why she didn't get?
I think they wanted to fight him.
Like,
Oh
there was
yeah, I remember. So
Yeah.
he was fighting with their
I
friend
don't
who's a
remember.
guy. They were like having an argument, a verbal argument,
Okay.
and then he was being racist to the guy, and then they got into it. No, they were quiet, and then the guy was like, "Oh, you and your monkey bitches."
What?
He says something like
I'd have
that,
killed
and then
you.
they
Oh.
went. She went crazy. They wanted to throw stuff at him, but the guy did punch him, and then they slapped him and shit. So
Yeah.
the bodyguard had to tell him like he has to leave. If the cop comes, he's the one to get in trouble. If he's not leaving, and they told him he can never, he's
They-
never allowed to
I would
come
have
back.
make sure that the cops get involved. I get his name and I show this guy for.
But yeah, they told
Trying to
him
get that
you're
money.
not
Exactly.
allowed to come back in the club. He's like, you really gonna let me not come back? I'm a regular. Like, you're gonna like these monkeys.
Wow.
Like, you're gonna choose them over me. You know when they use that.
I hope
You're gonna believe their word over me. Yes, honey.
they should
You're
put.
not
They
allowed
should take
to.
a picture of his face and put it all over.
But then again, it's not just one guy too. That's the other problem about this thing. You know, it's
Yeah.
like regular stuff happens in regular situations where you cannot see. Like, it could be you could be buying a store. Like when you go to the stores, you get followed. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people that deal with that. Like, you go to Walmart. I was even
Oh,
watching,
yeah. Oh,
a
yeah.
bunch of these. You get followed by workers.
Not even Walmart. Just go.
Corner store, like
Corner store,
yeah, like
yeah.
Go
When
to-
we were at Best Buy the other time, I kept
Yeah.
telling him like,
this
why
dude
is
was low
this
key.
guy?
I don't know. I think he was trying to get a sale.
Yeah, he was
low-key.
trying to get a
He
sale.
was just
but
trying to get a sale. I felt like that was what's going on.
I
but it
feel
might have
like
been
if
yeah.
I tell you I am good, if I have a question, I'll tell you. That's your cue to leave.
When we were buying this microphone, actually,
But no, he was
he
just
did not want to
there.
let it. He kept following us. He's like,
He's
you guys
like,
need
so
help.
are you
Wow.
getting
This and
it?
this and this, this
I'm
and
like,
this.
I'm like, I can't even gossip anymore just because you're standing next to me. I didn't tell him that, but I was
Can I
telling him
breathe?
I'm like, you're on my behind
crazy.
everything. I can't check anything. I can't say whatever I want to say because you're just there. If I need your help, I'll let you know. Just and then there's this lady. I think it was a lady or something. She kept coming like she was like, "Do you need help? Do you
Yeah.
need help?" No, he does not need
Yeah, I had
help. It's
forgotten about that.
two
That's
young
true.
kids here. We don't need help. We are good. We just here for one thing. Let us deal with it and get out. Don't follow us. It's that excessive customer care. I don't want it. It just becomes
But you get
so-
followed in stores. That
It's like
It just
it's not comfortable. It's just not comfortable.
I know, yeah, there are some black
No,
people that misbehave, but you don't have to put everybody in one basket.
so do white people.
Exactly,
so do
like,
Chinese, so
everybody.
do-
actually last time.
all race has people that are like
Weird enough, there was a guy who sold us a phone. No, he sold us a phone at work, and then he was about to. He came back, and no, my boss had left one of our shops open, and then he had gone to the restroom or something, and I was at the other shop. So he came and was trying to take our iPad for the store, and then we're like, the lady, the shop beside us, Jamie, was like, "Hey, you can't take stuff, like it's not yours." He was like, "Oh, okay." So he went and then he came back and sold us another phone. So we're like wondering, like, this guy probably would have taken our own iPad, went back and would have sold us our own iPad to ourselves. You know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, we would know it's our iPad, but then again, like, it's just certain things like people do to just
Yeah.
like crazy, insane stuff.
Yeah, like I work in the retail, and then when anytime with black people working, they'll be like, "Oh, watching." I'm like, "Yo, can you stop doing that?
Yeah.
Can you stop doing that? Cause like, I feel frustrated. You know what I mean? You never know how much that person has in the pocket. You don't know, like your white folks that working. That was the time I bust this white guy who was stealing glasses from our store, and no one was even paying attention to him.
Mm-hmm.
Just because he was white,
Because
you
he's
know what I mean?
white. He
And I
doesn't
was the only
steal.
one watching him, because I watch everybody in the store.
Yeah.
So when I watched him, I saw him. He was taking the glasses and then putting in his jacket. I told my manager, "This guy's stealing." She couldn't believe it, until I took her to the back and I showed him how work he was doing.
On the camera.
No, not on the camera, but like
in the back.
yeah, like I mean, from the side you can see what
Yeah.
everybody's doing. So it's like
Wow.
that's how she and then they called it the security mode basket. So just because that guy was there, like I think he was asking stupid question. I was the one always. I mean, I was not
And
just behind him, like you know what I mean. Because if you're behind someone also, like
There's a
how they-
benefit of a doubt. Like,
exactly, like leave the person, just observe what they're doing. You cannot be just behind someone and then expect, "Oh no, they're going to steal, I'm going to catch them." No, that doesn't how that work. You know what I mean? So it's like you just have to let the person do what they got. You just keep an eye on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just cannot it has to be with everybody. It has to be with everybody. And it's so sad that in the state here, people just see colors.
That is
And
very true.
People that see colors, they're blind, and then they in their mind they risk like the mentally blind, the mentally like restricted.
Yeah.
They can see like further. How are you going to see things further? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like the states has been.
The thing is, how does your manager think you feel when he's telling you to watch a black guy? Like you.
I know
are-
a black guy, but
I
like,
am a
it's-
black guy.
it's
Why do you
insane.
think it's necessary to watch that black guy?
No,
Now,
because they
like-
feel so confident, like,
And
oh
they-
no, mercy, white.
They would turn to you.
They feel like now I'm white, I'm out the way. You know what I mean? They feel so confident, like they feel like,
They'll
oh no.
be like,
But
no,
if
that's
one of
you
us.
if you weren't
No,
working for
they
them,
probably feel like you're their black guy, not like another black
Yeah.
guy, but you're
Yeah.
their black
You're
guy.
fair.
working for
not
them.
you, no, of
Nah,
course not
yeah,
you.
Because you're getting paid,
You're
looking at the
different.
camera,
You're,
like-
That's
you're
how they would say
different,
you're
you're
different.
whatever, but no, honey,
Which
we're
is
not.
insane.
If
But
we
like,
switch,
that's insane. Like that's just
It's
that's
just
even
sad.
the tip of the iceberg. There's like so much more stuff that is happening. Like you can't even like you know what I mean.
yeah,
See
put
it
a
like
point. You can't put.
the power balance in here, especially being. And the worst part is you don't know how to fit in. You know, like you don't know if you're supposed to be with the white people. You don't know where you're supposed to be with it. Because even us being black, like in there,
Africans,
black, quote unquote
Africans,
black, and
yeah.
we're Africans, we try to click in with the African Americans. You know, it's not all the way there.
Yeah, it's a difference.
And then you try to fit in with the white ones, with the like white Americans, and it's
You're
like
the black
also
person
you're the
who
black.
tries to be
And
white.
then they try to get comfortable with you and start using the N word left and right like it's nobody's business.
Like in Atlanta when the guy
It does.
told the story to the friend.
Yeah, like people just try to use like popping.
He told the story. He was like, "Oh, this and this was happening," and then it's like, let's say you have a white friend, he's
Yeah.
comfortable around you, or he feels like you're no threat.
Yeah.
So he's like, I was like, really, nigga? So when you get around your other friend, you're like, okay, tell them the other story you're telling me. When he tells the story, he just says, really?
Really?
Wow.
That
You
he's
say the
not
N-word,
putting
you know what
the
I mean?
Wow.
It just shows you how, like, when they're so comfortable to use certain words
Yeah.
around, it's like, should I have even let them ever
Feel that comfortable,
feel
like, yeah.
comfortable to ever use it? Because now it's not that
Sometimes.
they're the problem. Now I am part of the
true.
problem for letting them even feel comfortable to use this word. Because they're not going to use it around other people. They know.
Because they
The
know
clip is
what's
going
gonna
off.
go down.
That is true, but like it's just a very unfitting thing because we try to fit in here, and it's like I did like, because again, this is the other thing too. See, I was talking about this with my uncle, right? We come from a background where we're so proud of our culture. We're proud and we're told we could do anything we want. We're, we dreaming a lot. We have like, learn, you could do this, these things are possible. And then you come out here and then you see certain situations where, like, people just group you with like, it's just another nigga. You know what I mean? But they don't realize like you're trying to like make things happen for you and your family at the same time, which kind of like steps on. But I felt like
Yeah.
everybody has to go through that at some point. Like it's part of life, I guess.
It's like you want to connect with the black people, but you can't understand what they went through.
the struggles is different. Like
Is
these are
what-
like.
But they, first of all, they have to deal with the skin they were born into. We never had to deal with that.
I know.
It was,
Yeah.
I know. It was a crime. They were born a crime. Like they're born like a slave.
we
like
were all like,
Yo.
it is what it is. We're all black, so what? Life goes on. It wasn't like, oh my God, you're black. Everywhere you go, like a person looks at you
Yeah.
different. And it makes you realize, like,
Oh, yeah.
is it, like, sometimes I walk out of place, I'm like, is it the dreads? Is it me? Am I dressed weird? Or like,
Yeah.
Your dress is your hair.
but
It's
I
like
don't care because I don't feel like I'm ever gonna remove
who have
these
also
dreads.
But
the
that's again,
original-
like, see,
the
that's
original-
their culture. You want, like, now you have to, so now you have to make your culture fit to theirs.
No.
No, I'm saying in their eyes, they make it weird. You cannot have dreads and you cannot grow your hair because of these things. Because it's like, it makes them feel unsafe. You get what I mean? It's not, I'm not saying it's right.
Yeah,
This is
this
the
is
world
what-
we
yeah,
live in.
yeah, I know,
like,
I
I'm
know.
not like,
I know.
even back home, to be honest, schools, they
Yeah.
follow the Western rules like crazy.
Exactly.
Have any of you ever
It's
tried to
so
grow your hair
bad.
back home?
It's so
oh
bad.
my God. I had
You
my
have
teacher.
to cut your hair.
I was growing my hair back in the day. Like, listen. I used to get a haircut every like twice a week because my hair grows faster. And then there was a week I did not get a haircut. I remember at that time we were still living in Ethiopia. And then I had to go get a haircut. And then I didn't do it. Right? So I go to school the next whatever and like my teacher not noticed. It was like, hey, my guy, like, so we had to call my parents and let them know I had to get a haircut.
That's bad.
I think
So
it was-
sad.
They say it in
Oh, shit,
terms
their,
of
their stuff was insane.
ours. It's more
Their
of
stuff
they
was
because I've
They
been
cut
to
the women's
both.
hair.
No, I've been to both.
Yeah,
schools.
woman's hair. Yeah.
I've been to both schools where they let you grow your hair and where they don't let you grow
You're
your
talking
hair.
about women though.
Women.
Okay, not men, because men all cut their hair.
They all cut their
No, no, I'm
hair
saying
by
there were some,
choice.
but were they allowed to grow their hair?
No.
They can have a fro, but they used to cut it by choice.
No,
it
like,
wasn't
your-
like
At
Your
least
hair
you
should
were
not
allowed
be
to have-
like-
No, at least her school were allowed to have a fro, bro.
No.
Listen,
It
I was not
wasn't
allowed to
like-
have a fro. Like
it's
you know,
not like they allow you to have all crazy braids as a man or whatever, but you can have a fro. Sometimes on the weekends, like you are, like if you have a girl who can braid you, they can braid you, but it's just for the weekends. If as soon as Monday hits, you remove the braids
Yeah.
as a guy. So and then the girls were allowed to have they were allowed to have hair, and before I went there, actually they were allowed to have even braids, and they removed the braids because they say it's a distraction every time the girl is in class and the braid opens up. Instead of following what the teacher is saying, she's just there trying to put it back
That's that
together,
military lifestyle.
or like trying to get it like all cute and shit.
Yeah.
Or if they don't want to talk to you, they keep their hair. You know Africans,
Damn,
how
these
they like,
principals were
how they
curved
like,
by a lot of good. They were curved
how they
by a lot
like
of
their
women.
respect. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, they're so disrespectful. If you tell them to
She
do
just doesn't
something,
want to talk to you, nigga. Damn.
listen. If they're like, oh, let's say they're telling you school stuff and you don't want to hear it or whatever, or you're taking long to answer and your hair is in your face. You know how you do the side and your hair is in your face and you're looking at them through the hair.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful. So they made a rule of closing your hair backwards or making sure it's not in your face.
They be doing
But
a
it
lot.
still allowed us to have hair. And then I went to a school where we had to cut hair.
Yeah.
But they said they wanted to let us have hair, but the issue became we had so many kids from different backgrounds, and growing hair, especially back home, because girls put relaxers in their hair, that's a lot of money. So that comes with class. If you have a relaxer in your hair and whatever, your family can afford that. We have other kids that cannot afford that,
No,
and then they're gonna feel
that's-
bad.
that's a whole
So
class of-
it
yeah,
went
that's
from
just-
like
that's a whole different
everybody has to cut
I'm
their
talking
hair
about
to make sure like
back
everybody's
home,
done that.
like
equal
as a person,
thing.
even in Burundi, when I was living in Burundi, I was not allowed to grow my hair. Just I'm not even trying to do too much.
That's fair.
I'm a guy. I just want to grow it. I want to wash my hair. I don't need no relaxers, and that's it. I had to
Yeah.
cut it.
My school
But-
would allow people to have
It's
hair,
so
guys
wrong.
to have
It
hair.
is so wrong because the cutting hair has been from the Western. You know what I mean? Because they were like, no, you cannot grow your hair. That's not. But remember,
But
in
it's a
the
clean
Bible,
cut.
in the
Yeah.
Bible with Samson,
Talk about
what
it.
happened?
Word.
Oh, when
Samson's strong
he
was in his
always-
hair.
He
Yo.
always has to bring this Delilah.
Delilah.
Exactly. The
Delilah
light
was
is
the-
in the Bible.
Delilah was the
The
devil
light is in
already.
the light is in the Bible. It is writing in the Bible. And we have lost everything. Because they have taught us different stuff in a different ways. You know what I mean? Even Jesus. As you can see, Jesus was not white.
Oh man.
Jesus was not white. Jesus
yeah.
was brown.
Talk about it. Middle East, probably,
With
yeah.
a
Never did
dread
it.
hair.
Hey.
Now
He
they
had a blood on
they
his
have
hands.
changed the picture of Jesus being
Yeah, man.
a Irish
I
man,
don't know. I don't have his
with
personal
green
contact
eyes.
like that, so I don't know.
green eyes, and blonde hair.
Where did you see this picture, bro?
The movies
Hold
and
on,
stuff.
hold on.
No, I've never
let's
seen a picture
go
of Jesus
Google
with dreads
it. Let's
at all.
Yeah.
Like, I've
Oh.
never seen
It's
it.
long
It would be so
hair.
dope if he had dreads. Again, not saying he didn't have
I
dreads.
think he
I'm
means
just saying
in the
I've never seen
Bible
that. That's
how
kind
they
of cool.
describe it. No, there's no such a picture.
I'm just saying that's kind of cool. If that
it
exists,
means
like,
how
oh my
he
god,
was described the thing in the Bible or whatever.
Exactly.
It's different.
Because I was
from-
always,
Exactly.
we were all drilled on like soft hairy Jesus, you know, the picture and all that. I'm not
Exactly.
saying Jesus is white. I'm not.
That's
I
why he's
get it.
saying the picture that everybody knows it's Jesus as a white
As a
man.
white
Yeah,
man, because
yeah.
they
But
have
what's in the
they have-
Bible, it's different
It-
from Jesus
exactly.
as a picture
So he had, like
that
you said,
is
he had dreads and
portrayed
all that.
commercially.
and then
That's
even
why
like the Pharaoh.
Where's the
ones.
lighter? I want to light up
Okay,
just wanted to, like,
okay. What I got you.
Yo.
Even the
Talk about that
pharaohs,
talk.
they have their hair. They were beautiful black men and black women. You know what I mean? The pharaohs back there,
Our
like
kings back in the day used to grow our hair. Ethiopian
exactly,
kings used to have braids
exactly.
and all that. Like
And then
that.
all of a sudden, the after the colonization, they be like, no, you have to cut your hair. No, you have to change your name. No, you have to
heard
do
it
this.
in the
No, you cannot have
song.
no more than 2
That's
teeth.
what I was
No,
gonna
you
say.
cannot do this.
They
No,
said
they-
they said
they-
all this hair, nappy hair and whatever, is
Exactly.
the slave's hair.
It's a slave's hair.
Yes.
So you
No,
had to cut it.
Not
They
even the
do
slave's hair. It just it's a bad hair. Like they made it look like it's bad.
It was
but this
the
is
slave's
beautiful. I wish I
hair.
could grow hair, but you know, the booking. And I think the thing I've been eating all my life that have bring that because if I stop, if I have kept my hair since I was born,
You can have dreads though.
exactly, beautiful hair, and then you know what I mean. It makes you feel confident when you have hair. You know what I mean? Instead of being bored and looking like this, you have to wear that all the time. You know what I mean? That's like
That's why you wear a hat every
that's you know what I mean. This is just another it's just another vibe. Like I definitely wanna like teach people.
No,
You know what I
definitely,
mean?
without a doubt.
Like we should
I
love
love
each other
hair.
and love. As
I
being
don't know
black,
why I
as
used
love
to
our hair, love our like.
My hair used to get cut, and every single time they would take me to the barber shop,
We used to
I
get,
would
like,
cry
like,
through it.
The fact that a chick
The
was getting
whole
a haircut like
thing-
that, like a guy,
Yeah.
dude, that
The
was
first
insane. That I
time,
could
the
never
first
do.
time I cut my hair, I think it was my dad who did it. I cried. They took me to the barber shop, and then when they would use the machine, I would feel like, I would cry. Something is tingling, it's hurting or whatever. So my dad had to use a razor to cut my hair. It was the worst thing ever.
I wouldn't.
Ever. Like my head is so big as
My hair.
something.
My hair.
And then
No,
it
no.
had all these like terraces.
The way she said it, they got flow. But yeah,
But yeah,
Loki, I
hair,
feel like that was a
hair
dope ass
needs to
time
keep-
talk.
It is.
I wish we could talk a little bit more, but we're gonna come back at it next weekend a little bit more. It was awesome talking with you guys again, Marius, Faith,
Yes.
Sharisa.
Yes.
It has been an awesome
Goku.
time.
Yeah,
You
leave in
know?
the comments if you have any.
Yeah,
comments.
leave comments, subscribe, like, and share. Let's make this thing grow. Again, we're trying to soon come up with the videos so that we can even do video recordings with the podcast to go with the podcast. Because again, visual effects is what but we're trying to arrange ways we could do that. But yeah, it's been awesome, guys. Tune in next week for another episode of Allegedly, and can't wait to hear from you guys. Take care, guys.
Take care.
Have a good one.
Bye.
One.